The third thing we learn from the physical birth of Jesus, God's gift to us, is that God is real indeed. He is not a myth or a religious idea. And why do we say God is real indeed? Because if God never came in human form, we can argue his existence. Well, I know there is God, but who have seen him? But the Bible says that God decided to take the form of man so that we cannot just both hear about him, but we can see him, feel him, and touch him. In John chapter 1 and verse 12, the Bible said the word became flesh. Why? Because if I tell you hello, you can't see hello. You can't touch hello. You can't show me hello somewhere in your house, because it's a word. When I say God, well, what's that? But the word became flesh. Not just flesh, but it dwelt among us, so that we can now see his glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and full of truth. So if you are arguing that God does not exist, that's why when Philip said to Jesus, Master, show us the Father, he said, have you been with me so long that you don't yet understand, Philip? For he that have seen the Son have seen the Father, because I am the Father. Can I hear an amen now? In 1 John chapter 1, I think from verse 1, when John was talking, he said one of the reasons why they couldn't stop them from preaching is because they did not just hear the word, but they handled it, they touched it, the word of life. Jesus ate with them. Jesus bathed with them in the same river. He said that which was from the beginning, which we have heard, number one, and then we have also seen with our eyes, number two, and we have looked upon it, number three, and our hands have handled it, the word of life. We greeted him. So when you, that's why they could stand and they cut their necks. So we are cutting your neck. Say, go ahead. We are burning you. Just deny Jesus. Answer. Can you deny something you have experienced? Encounters solidify revelations. That's why John said they couldn't stop us, because the God you are serving today, we saw him. Imagine sleeping with Jesus on the same bed, and you wake up in the morning and you touch him, he's really there. And then in front of you, he goes up to heaven and enters the heavens and disappears. God came down as Jesus so that we can learn that he is real. He's not a myth, a philosophical idea, a belief that started somewhere in Geneva. It's not a white man religion. How can I backslide when my Christianity started with an encounter with Jesus? How can I ever explain that to somebody today? How can I ever make it known that I saw him and this one now is my personal truth? So it becomes very impossible for me personally to stop serving the Lord. It's very impossible. No. And imagine my own that was just a revelation or encounter. Imagine the one that these guys lived with him.